reconstructed the business this year where I kind of had everyone get on board either with weekly or bi-weekly at the beginning of the year. You don't want them to switch up in the middle, because you're not going to be making any money in the summer if you're letting them go to bi-weekly. So let's say, for example, someone starts weekly in the spring, they want to cut every week because that grass is growing. But then in the summertime, it stops growing as much, and then they say, well, you know what? Can you just skip my lawn? And I used to go along with that, but that really hurts your bottom line big time. I mean, you got to think you're only making half the income that you made in the spring. So this year, I kind of emailed everybody in the beginning of the year, and I told them that, if you're on weekly, I'm going to have to keep you on weekly for the whole year, and I'll still come and cut the lawns and do the trimming and everything, and the lawn's going to look nice. You might not think it's going to need it, but it's still going to look nice. I'll still come every week, and then if you want to bi-weekly, then you start bi-weekly right in the very beginning, right in the spring. That way, you can schedule people in. So if let's say I get 100 people on a schedule for weekly lawn maintenance, but then 50 people drop out and they only want bi-weekly in the summer, then that's not going to work. So what you can do is you can do if they commit to, let's say 50 people commit to weekly lawn maintenance, and then the other 50 decide they want bi-weekly, then what you can do is then you can take on more customers. So and then you can take on an extra 50 bi-weekly. So if anyone calls, you say, well, I have room for bi-weeklies if that interests you. And then you can fill them up with, let's say, now you have 125 customers. I don't have 100 or 125 customers, just trying to make it simple. And then they can fill in the weeks for the other bi-weeklies. So I know this is probably way too confusing for most people, and it's kind of confusing me a little bit, but you do want to get people committed to. You don't have to have a contract. You don't have to have contracts. You can just have a verbal contract. I've never had a contract, and it's never not worked out for me. But as long as you get that straight off the bat, then people know what to expect, and people will even the weekly people, they'll start watering their lawns just so that the lawn looks nice. So that's what I did this year. I thought I was going to lose a bunch of customers, and because I made everyone decide in the very beginning if they wanted weekly or bi-weekly. And but to my surprise, everyone wanted on board. Everyone found a spot. Everybody was happy with it, and so far it's worked out. It's really simple. I'm not doing any. I'm trying to keep the business pretty simple this year. I've never have fertilized or do other things. I just want to stick to one service, and that's just mowing. And then you can move. So today I cut 15 lawns. I'm on my way to the 16th. I've been cutting since 9. It's 5:30 right now, with a half an hour lunch. That's 15 lawns in 8 hours. So they can zip along pretty quick. And I mean, you can make money in lawn care. It's the average price today was $45, because I had some bi-weeklies in there, which were 50. So you have 40 and 50. You have a certain amount of 40 weeklies, and then you have a certain amount of 50. So at $45 a cut, average, and you do 15, that's 5. Well, let's just round it up to 50, and you're looking at about $750 a day. Now you got to come down a little bit. You're looking at about $700, and that's just cutting grass. And people don't want to cut their own lawn. They want to have someone. They want to have someone come do it. And if you're getting bi-weekly, you're only paying $100 a month. So for someone to come and cut it for $100 a month, everybody's happy with that. Or if you want weekly, it's $160. And you know what, people are willing to pay 160 bucks a month. They're willing to pay 100 bucks a month. People have the money. You know, you have retired people who don't have a mortgage. They want to pay, and they want someone else to do it, and they're happy to pay somebody to do it. Sometimes so what I do with the weekly is, sometimes there's 5 cuts in a week, or sorry, a month. It's just the way that the month works out. There's 5 cuts in a month. I'm only going to charge them 160. So whether I'm there 5 times or whether I'm there 4 times, usually it's 4 times a month that you come. But there's the odd month that there's 5 cuts a month, and I still charge them 160. But with the bi-weekly, I charge them 150. I don't give them a break, because it's just not the way that it works out. It doesn't work out it's not really fair to me. So with the bi-weekly, so there would be, let's say, a first cut and a cut on the 14th. So a cut on the 1st, a cut on the 15th, and then a cut on the 29th. So that's a situation where you have 3 cuts, 3 cuts in a month. So you want to tell your customers up front, you know, sometimes there's a 3rd cut in the month and it's going to be 150. You know, you're still saving 10 bucks on that month over weekly mowing. So yeah, as long as you keep it pretty simple for the customer, everybody's happy. I mean, who's not happy about paying 100 bucks a month or paying 160 a month? Have someone else do it and not have to worry about it. It's a lot of my properties, like I say, it takes me 20 minutes, half an hour tops. But I do have a little bit bigger equipment. My properties some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, but I kind of round it off at 40 bucks. Sometimes it's 45, and you know, for the weeklies, or sometimes it's 55 for the bi-weeklies if they're a bit bigger. But yeah. So anyway, that's weekly versus bi-weekly. Don't be discouraged if you get a bunch of bi-weeklies, because you know what, it can work out. You know, you think if you have a full day of bi-weeklies, that's 50 bucks a lawn. At you know, even if you only have 10, that's 500. Today I had 15 lawns, or 16 lawns, and you know, that's almost, if it was just bi-weeklies, that'd almost be 750 bucks. Who's gonna complain about that? I know I won't. So yeah, I just thought I would try and help someone out in my situation who was just starting out and trying to figure this out. And because yeah, it can, I mean, I thought to myself, oh, I'll charge $25 a lawn, that seems fair, when I first started. But my goodness, you have no idea what you're in for, the kind of costs involved. You want a healthy bottom line, and that's pretty much, you know, you got to figure out what that is. And you know what, you're charging more than you'd ever thought you would. You know, for some reason, I just had it. You just get into this this employee mindset that you know, people aren't willing to pay, but they are, and they're happy to pay. My goodness, they are happy to have someone do it. So if you're capable and you show up every week and you have a good attitude and you're friendly, you know what, even if you're not, like, let's say you want to just keep to yourself, that's okay too. Just keep to yourself. A lot of the times customers won't even talk to you. You're just on they're on their lawn, and you can go on to the next one. And don't be scared to get into this kind of business. I do it as a side hustle. I do it. I have about 40. I have about 40 customers. I work full time in a collision repair place, and then I also I do the lawns, like I say. So I'm not going to go into detail about how I make it all work, but I do. And so yeah, it's full time in Calgary, and then it's the lawns too. So pretty much 2 full-time jobs, but I get it done, and I don't work Saturday and Sunday, because those are for your family. Gosh, you can't let your family pass you by. What's the point of doing all this if you're just going to be working your whole life, right? You got to enjoy your family. I like to go hiking, I like to go kayaking, I like to take my son out, and I do not want to miss any of his big moments. So if there's something that he has scheduled, I just turn the mower off and I go to that, and I work my lunch schedule around my family. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay.